Are on the front. Adji starts from pole again. Can he get the job done this time around? He fires away, bringing Holgado with him. But Ortola looks to have got a great run down to the opening corner, and it's Ogden up to fourth already as well. The Aspar machines are flying early on here in Catalunya. Fairly Fusco and Colin Vire that have gone down there, tangling up together. At the front though, Matsuyama Sete Rueda, and our race winner from last time around is out of trouble so far. Adji once again showcasing how strong he is on the brakes, gaining a couple of places.
It looks as though they've got 3/4 of a second over the rest of the pack as they come across the stripe for lap one then. So Asman, who's up into fourth now. It's a good start as well for Asman, but he's got a gap to close, particularly with
10th, and Holgado as well, despite the long lap penalty finishing fourth. If they're trying to get to the front of that second group and drag them up to the leading duo, because if they're not
down into the final sector of lap 2, and that gap is not coming down. If anything, it is
clear. If anything, visually it looks very similar. Matsuyama digging in, trying his best enough today. He's slipped back now down to 5th as a result of that crash on the opening lap earlier on.
So once again, it looks like he's firing on all cylinders and back on form here.
Well, here he comes, Adji. No, I've just lost a lot of money. I thought it was guaranteed.
Of 9 places. So Kelso's got work to do if he wants to match that 8th in race 1.
Stand. We have got a leading group of 15 all the way back to Josh Watley with Otto.
Just didn't quite have the horsepower of the Honda or the KTM, but it looks as though with a little bit of a slip for him, as now we see David Salvador on the TM dive down the inside of Ortola up into second.
Not exactly the same, but still officially 4 different manufacturers in the top 4.
In 2 seconds behind, but that's exactly what we've got here. Anyway, they come across the stripe, and it seems as though that's into turn 1. Of course, it is going to be Holgado. The championship leader swings through.
Brilliant run through turn 3. It was managed to corner that brilliant there, holding
up amongst these top guys, but certainly giving it to him this time. 2 people that will be surging through of Daniel. They will be right up there, particularly David, finished second in the first race. Watch him come in. So then, seems as though it's just starting to. Oh, what a save!
The 24 come bundling through at turn 12. Down the start finish straight we go. Nicely, although he goes wide there through turn 3. No way through for Salvador though. Instead it's
on the front. He's tried to do this, tried to break the pack and emerge through. We know how impossible it is. Adji went a little bit wide there.
You can see Josh Watley in the back of the picture, leading group now. This is a usual Moto 3 race. Rueda's still leading the way though. He has looked strong. Has certainly got a little bit of poke as well. He's able to pull out the slipstream here. Is he going to hit the front? Now shuffle back to 5th, 4th as he gets up the inside of Josito Garcia.
Yeah, it's got Ogden the Brit. I think it was. Yes, it was.
Plenty of time though for Rueda. Takuma Matsuyama and Asman, they're both outside of the top 10 at the moment. But they're well.
Yeah, and rather uncharacteristically, Daniel Holgado has just been quite quiet in this pack. He's not really done too rolling the dice and see how he goes. But there we go. Just as I say it, slipstreams all the way through to the lead.
Tiny riders, both on powerful bikes. Of course, the Aspar
23 Cunha de Campiones bike. He's just been shuffled back there, but he's come from 19th down into 6th place. So we come down to turn 10 then. It seems as though Daniel Holgado, he's just got turn 10. Not too sure who that was, but they've certainly lost out on quite a few places. I think it may well have been the race winner, Cyrifton Asman, just slipped all the way back to...
On Joel Kelso. Disappointment for him after seeing his first... No, sorry, it's not the number 63. Getting tangled up with someone on the opening lap. It's a surprise to see him all the way down there.
Meanwhile, breaking on the rumble strip as well, as we see them on the transition from 1 to 2, yanking it over.
Certainly made life difficult for himself to have a double victory here today, but he's Jack. He's right in amongst it. 4th place for the 40 before we begin to see it. So I was talking about David Real, as we said, thrown in at the deep end front.
Yeah, doing very, very well indeed. And if he does manage to hang on to a top 5 finishing position, it's off in terms of the Argy-Bargy and David Real in 5th. If he does manage to hold on, as I say,
he had delight today in the European Talent Cup. Chabis with 2 for taking victory. But Adji, despite looking second best on the brakes into there, we've seen...
Yeah, it's definitely one of the big weapons in his arsenal, isn't it? He's fantastic on the brakes, just seems to...
Well, back home, at least there's a crumb of comfort there for him. Looking at
those 2, particularly Bouazri after his stunning ride in race 1. But back to the front then as we drop
to the 84 of Zonta van den Gorberg. A good run coming from him. Looks to the inside. There goes David Munoz, the 64, up the inside into 3rd ahead of Garcia on the first race. And they'll be looking to do this to the man in front as we get to the final lap. Group, we won't find out until they come across the line. Let's see, we've got the World Championship leader. Saifuddin Asman crashes out. delight this moment.
Going to get it through the gap. Who's that coming through? Is that David? It may well be David Munoz.
To cash in on the little bit of bunching and barging behind. Oh, what a save from Garcia. Up the inside of David Alonso.
Yeah, straight back to business. What an incredible save. I was just about... He's got to make 10 manoeuvres to get back up to P1, so certainly work
possible. Such a fast right hand and the front end let go. Somehow he saved it. But as you time for the gas man to pounce.
Yeah, it certainly may well be. And also another man that's...
Oh, big crash.
Oh, whoa.
And that's Adji that's gone down. It's Garcia that's gone. Munoz as well after the incident with Josito Garcia. An afternoon.
Really starting to get going in this series, and they've just been wiped out. And we see Josito. I'm sure he's going to go over and apologise to the fellas as well, but...
Let's hope all of the guys can make it through safe and sound this time around. Ortola still leads the way.
We said that he would be very, very fast and a very likely contender for the lead, as we see Salgado, the championship leader, hot on his heels.
And Scott Ogden is right in amongst it. It's been so far, and Ortola is going to lead them across the line for the penultimate time. Here we go. It's all on the line. How many riders have we got in the leading group? Because they're all in contention all the way. Who manages to fire through? Yeah, it is. Ogden up into fourth as well. And don't count.
Move, that was so aggressive. He's gone a little bit wide, but he'll be fine. He'll pull it back to a tight...
Alonso, who pushed Ortola wide, but all of that has allowed Holgado just a little bit before moving through on the brakes. Can Ogden do it? He's got Ortola for company. Ortola...
4 out of 5 wins, if he can hold this gap. Here we go, final 2 corners.
He's got the punch to be able to drag him towards the line. Holgado versus Ortola, and it's Holgado that's Holgado, with David Munoz stealing the final podium place.
Incredible ride, fantastic, well done Scott Ogden, fantastic. Back to Josh Watley in 9th, incredible stuff. They all deserve it.
Brilliant to see on our return to the circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya.